Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today's news is truly historic, and if you're holding Iraqi dinar or just curious about global finance, you need to pay close attention. For the first time in history, the Iraqi dinar is no longer confined to local markets. It is now making its way into global peer-to-peer payment systems, including big names like PayPal and Venmo. Imagine a currency that has been primarily local suddenly becoming recognized in systems used by millions of people every day worldwide. This isn't a minor update, it's a massive step that reflects years of groundwork, banking reforms, and global financial integration. Today, we're going to break down exactly what this means, why it's happening now, and what this could mean for the future of the Iraqi dinar. So, stick with us because this is the kind of development that has the potential to change the game for everyone involved, from investors to regular people watching global money flow. Here's the reality. Earlier this week, financial networks began showing updates linking IQD to digital platforms like PayPal, Venmo, and even Cash App behind the scenes. This is monumental because it signals that Iraq's currency is now being recognized as a tradable, legitimate currency on global platforms rather than being restricted or isolated to local markets. In practical terms, it means the systems that facilitate money movement worldwide are starting to accept the dinar as a valid currency. While you may not be able to instantly send large amounts of dinar right now, the back-end systems are being prepared. These updates are exactly the kind of infrastructure changes that precede major currency shifts like rate stabilization or even revaluation. Historically, when a currency becomes integrated digitally at this level, it is a precursor to broader recognition and potential value adjustments. The integration of the Iraqi dinar into PayPal and Venmo systems is not something that happens casually. These platforms have strict regulatory requirements they must follow. Know your customer, KYC rules, anti-money laundering, AML, compliance, and coordination with international regulators like the US Treasury and IMF all play a role. For PayPal and Venmo to recognize IQD, it signals that Iraq's banking system has reached a new level of compliance and readiness. This isn't just about sending money between friends, this is about the central bank, regulatory authorities, and financial institutions aligning their systems to ensure that the currency can flow safely and efficiently across borders. In other words, the Iraqi dinar is now digitally connected to the world in ways it never has been before, and this is a step every serious investor has been waiting to see. To put this into perspective, think about the technical work happening behind the scenes. Before a currency can become widely tradable globally, multiple layers of verification, coding, and liquidity checks must be completed. This is exactly what we are seeing with IQD. PayPal and Venmo are essentially building the highways that will allow Iraqi dinar to move freely in the global financial system. It's not just about listing the currency on a platform, it's about linking it to real-time exchange systems, global clearinghouses, and settlement networks. Once these connections are fully operational, the stage is set for much larger financial movements, including increased liquidity and eventual rate adjustments. This is the kind of step that tells the financial world Iraq is ready to play on a global stage. Over the past year, Iraq has been quietly but deliberately modernizing its financial infrastructure. Early in 2024, the country completed major compliance overhauls under international supervision. Mid-2024, the central bank launched the Dinar Digital Initiative, connecting domestic banks to international payment networks. By late 2024, Iraq was participating in pilot programs with cross-border payment systems tied to SWIFT and BRICS-related platforms. Now, in 2025, we are seeing tangible evidence of these efforts with actual P2P system integration. This is not an overnight development. It's the result of years of planning, coordination, and strategic implementation aimed at transforming the dinar from a locally limited currency into a globally recognized digital asset. So, what does this mean for holders of Iraqi dinar? First, it signals that the currency is becoming accessible on platforms used by everyday people worldwide. This could eventually lead to higher liquidity, making it easier for holders to exchange or move their dinar internationally. Second, it lays the groundwork for potential rate stabilization. A predictable exchange rate is critical for any currency to function on a global scale. By appearing in P2P systems, IQD is being positioned as a currency that can be relied upon by international markets. While this does not guarantee an immediate revaluation, it's a necessary and crucial step in that direction. It's important to understand the bigger picture. PayPal and Venmo do not operate in isolation. They require approval from government regulators and international clearing authorities. For IQD to be integrated into these systems, it means that the groundwork has been quietly approved by major financial institutions. This is a green light signal, even if it hasn't been publicly announced as such. The integration we are seeing is a public-facing reflection of deeper reforms in Iraq's financial system. It indicates a readiness to engage fully in global trade, investment, and digital financial markets. Historically, other currencies have followed similar paths. Take the Kuwaiti dinar, for example. After political and economic restoration, it first gained international recognition digitally before any major rate adjustments. Iraq appears to be following a similar strategic roadmap. First, connect the currency to global networks. Next, stabilize and adjust the rate. Finally, enable full convertibility for both local and international transactions. Each step builds confidence in the currency, not just domestically, but globally. This is how the world signals that a currency has moved from isolation to international legitimacy. Let's talk about what the integration means technically. When we say IQD is integrated with PayPal and Venmo, it means the currency has been recognized in the back-end systems, coded for exchange, and linked to clearing and settlement networks. It's not yet about large-scale consumer transactions, but it is the infrastructure stage that must happen first. These systems are preparing to allow IQD to move across borders instantly, securely, and transparently. Think of it as building a highway for money. It's being paved now, and soon everyone will be able to use it. Iraq's financial modernization has been methodical. Over the last year, the central bank has been implementing reforms, digital payment frameworks, and international settlement systems. The recent P2P integration is just the visible tip of the iceberg. The larger work involves ensuring the dinar can operate within global financial compliance standards, including liquidity management and regulatory oversight. This means the groundwork for future rate adjustments and revaluation may already be in place, waiting for public confirmation. Globally, the integration of the Iraqi dinar aligns with a larger trend of digital financial transformation. Central bank digital currencies, blockchain settlements, and cross-border P2P systems are redefining the way money moves. Iraq's move to integrate IQD into these systems is not just about convenience, it's about strategic positioning. By connecting the dinar to globally recognized payment rails, Iraq is asserting its presence in the digital financial era, reducing dependency on foreign currencies and increasing its influence in global trade. This development is also significant for Iraq's economy and people. A digitally integrated dinar could attract foreign investment, improve infrastructure funding, and enhance trade opportunities. For everyday Iraqis, it signals greater financial inclusion and access to modern financial tools. It's a step toward economic growth and global competitiveness. Investors around the world will likely pay closer attention to Iraq as this integration becomes more visible, potentially unlocking billions in capital inflows. The process we are witnessing is often described by financial commentators as connectivity before correction. In simple terms, a currency must first be fully integrated and recognized in digital and global systems before its value can rise or revalue. This is exactly the stage Iraqi dinar is in now. The back-end updates, regulatory approvals, and digital links are all being completed quietly, which historically precedes public market movements. What should you watch for in the coming weeks? Keep an eye on central bank announcements regarding international settlements or payment accessibility. Any mention of updates or partnerships with global financial networks is a confirmation signal. Also, monitor releases from regulators like the US Treasury or IMF, as well as updates from PayPal and Venmo. When IQD shows up publicly as a supported currency, it could indicate that the stage is set for active global transactions. In addition, banking updates will be crucial. Watch for memos, rate sheets, or exchange notices from major banks such as Chase, Wells Fargo, and Bank of America. These are often the first signs that back-end digital integration is moving toward active use. The appearance of IQD in such systems can be an early indication that revaluation or liquidity adjustments could follow. The speed of these updates may surprise some, so staying informed is key. The global implications are profound. If the Iraqi dinar becomes active in major P2P systems, it sends a signal to investors and markets that Iraq is ready for international liquidity. The country will no longer be seen purely as a high-risk market, but as a re-emerging financial player. This could open doors for trade, investment, and technology partnerships that were previously inaccessible. The potential impact is far-reaching, beyond just the currency market. This isn't only about the financial elite, it's about everyday people. A digitally integrated dinar can enable cross-border payments, international commerce, and online transactions for ordinary Iraqis. It's about giving people access to modern financial tools and a voice in the global economy. The implications for businesses, startups, and entrepreneurs are huge, enabling them to compete globally without barriers. Even globally, this move can inspire other countries. Nations like Vietnam, Zimbabwe, and BRICS members are watching digital integration trends closely. Iraq's successful integration could serve as a model for modernizing national currencies in a digital-first world. It's a trend that might accelerate global financial transformation and reshape currency hierarchies in the coming years. For PayPal itself, this integration reflects a broader trend. The platform is expanding its support for foreign currencies tied to real assets, not just traditional fiat currencies. Iraq, with its oil reserves and growing digital infrastructure, fits perfectly into this trend. Analysts see this as digital confirmation that Iraq is preparing to re-enter global markets fully, safely, and strategically. If we zoom out, this is more than a currency update. It's a signal of Iraq's global re-entry. Digital recognition through major P2P systems demonstrates that Iraq has modernized its financial systems, aligned with international standards, and prepared the groundwork for future market activity. For dinar holders, it's a confirmation that the currency is no longer dormant, it is awakening. Finally, the message for holders and viewers is simple. Stay calm, stay informed, and stay ready. The integration of IQD into PayPal and Venmo is not speculation. It is a tangible, historic step. Keep monitoring news updates, central bank statements, and banking platforms. This is the moment where history is unfolding, and the Iraqi dinar is stepping into its role on the global stage. In conclusion, this is a pivotal moment for the Iraqi dinar and for global finance. The currency is moving from isolation to global recognition, from local circulation to international integration. We are witnessing the digital awakening of a sleeping giant, a currency preparing for a new era of visibility, liquidity, and opportunity. If you found this update informative or exciting, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications because we will continue to cover every development in this historic story. Drop your thoughts in the comments, do. You think this integration signals that a revaluation is near? Or is it just the first stage of something even bigger? Either way, the world of finance is changing and the Iraqi dinar is at the center of it.